Hello, this is Venu here, presenting to you an OpenStack solution that we have brought up, and it's been open source. So at the end of this talk, you would be able to get details on where to find it. So getting started, as we see, OpenStack is more in the space of enabling private clouds, and so cloud bursting is when you are able to burst into a public cloud. That is, your private cloud is able to burst and is able to leverage the power of the public clouds. So that's when that phenomenon is called as cloud bursting, and hybrid clouds is when both of these coexist together. So moving ahead now. So private cloud, just a few details about what private cloud is. Private cloud is the cloud computing platform implemented within the corporate firewall. And so I'll just go ahead. So the reason some of them would want to implement a private cloud, when you have so many options available in terms of public cloud, where it's cheaper and faster to achieve. But in spite of that, public clouds do not offer what private clouds can offer, which is higher security, privacy, more control, and so many other things which you can take a look at the end of this talk. So moving ahead, these are some of the reasons why somebody would implement a private cloud. And but what is the problem? The problem is that in spite of enterprises having invested so much in building a private cloud, they are still limited by the amount of resources they have been able to cater. And generally they might have planned for a particular load, and maybe they would have at least invested double in building that kind of a private cloud, but they are still limited. What happens in case of you have a surge in traffic, like for example on a Black Friday, when there's a lot of traffic coming in, and for some of the enterprises it wouldn't be feasible that they invest in building a private cloud just for one particular day or 1 or 2 days in a year. So that's when they might want to actually avoid some of these kind of issues that come up. These are very annoying actually, because the user doesn't realize that, okay, they might be having a lot of load coming in, and that's the reason their site is down. For them, it's just that it might be the first time they are interacting with your portal, and if they are confronted with this kind of an experience, I'm sure they would never even come back. So to handle these kind of things, when you do not have the initial investment to build a very large private cloud, this solution can help. So what if so this is just an example that I'm using. Imagine a bus which could be elastic, which could just grow infinitely depending upon the amount of crowd that is getting into it. So if you had a solution of this sort, that's where that would be something which is very much wanted. And the reason why companies are so skeptical about building private clouds is that what if they want to have some more capacity, because whenever they need capacity, they need to just invest. So for example, on a day-to-day basis, if you're if the load on your private cloud is just 20 to 40%, and just on some 1 or 2 days in a year, if the load is like 200 or 300%, so what's the point in investing so much of money in building private cloud with so many resources when the utilization will be low? So at this point in time, you would need maybe you would want a solution which can bridge these two worlds. There is this world of private cloud, and then there is the world of public cloud. Public cloud is something with infinite resources, no matter what it is, like whether it's a Black Friday or any such days, you would still have resources available on public cloud. And if your private cloud could burst into public cloud, that's where all the magic would be. And so this is how we've been able to do this. This is just to show what is happening here. Suppose you have, on a day-to-day basis, you have a set of users and who are actually interacting with your private cloud resources, and suddenly there is a spike in the number of users coming to your trying to utilize your resources, and the private cloud has been utilized to its maximum capacity. That's when you would want to leverage the power, that is the infinite power that is there in the field of public cloud. So this solution that we are offering is what would enable you to do this, and in a while I'm going to talk about how this would happen automatically, and it would be so seamless that the users or even your own enterprises would not realize that actually you have burst into public cloud and you are utilizing and load balancing it in this particular way. So yeah, so all this traffic would be sent to the public cloud, and it would be completely seamless. And so yeah, so how is this implemented? So we just see a general setup of OpenStack in most of the enterprises. It would be something like a controller, compute nodes, a lot of compute nodes in here. And now, what is the investment that you would need to make to use this solution? It's very simple. You just need to add one more compute node, and with this driver configured, and it would be able to take care of bursting into the public cloud seamlessly. And the integration has been so seamless that whether you are using the command line interface, or you are using the OpenStack APIs, or you are using Heat, or the general dashboard, that's the Horizon, the entire system will provide that kind of an abstraction that is required for you to feel that any public cloud is just another hypervisor available at your disposal with infinite resources. Suddenly you see that you are no more limited by the amount of resources you have been catered to build your private cloud. So moving ahead, so we have used the Nova scheduler here, and using that you can set up flags here saying, do you want to burst into public cloud or not? And depending upon that, it would be able to sense what is the threshold that you can specify a threshold, and in case your OpenStack utilization reaches or exceeds that particular threshold, it would be automatically able to burst into the public cloud. And the public cloud right now, this is a proof of concept. So we have done it using Amazon Web Services. You could even burst into DigitalOcean or Rackspace or IBM SoftLayer or any of these public cloud service providers, because all of these providers do provide you a SDK, and they do provide API. So we are using the Amazon Web Services Python Boto API. And now that there is one more problem here, you have suddenly so much of resources available at your disposal, and these are systems, they can go wrong, and to help you safeguard from these, you can specify the amount of limit that you would want on the public cloud resources. So this is just to show you on how you can limit the number of CPUs and the storage and memory. Okay, because we do not have the time for a demo, I would just request you to take a look at it here. There's a video, and for more details you can also get in touch with me on this email address. Thank you.